My name is Nora. I had lived in that old house for only 3 months when I noticed the basement door. It was at the end of a narrow hallway, always locked, always silent. My husband, Ethan, told me never to go near it. It's just old storage, he said. Nothing important. I tried not to think about it, but the way he said it felt strange. Every time I passed that door, I felt uneasy. Sometimes at night, I thought I heard a faint sound from behind it, a soft scrape, a small thud. I told myself it was just an old house making noise, but deep down, I wasn't sure. One rainy evening, Ethan left for a business trip. I was alone in the house. The storm outside was loud and the lights flickered once or twice. I tried reading to distract myself, but then I heard it again. A sound from the basement door. This time it was clear, a knock, 3 slow taps. My heart started pounding. I stood frozen, listening, silence. Then another tap. I walked toward the hallway, every step heavier than the last. The locked door stood there still, but I knew I had heard something. I touched the knob, it was cold. Locked. I stepped back, breathing hard. That night I barely slept. The next morning I searched the house for the basement key. I told myself I just needed peace of mind. After an hour I found an old key hidden in a kitchen drawer under folded towels. My hands shook as I held it. I walked to the basement door and stared at the lock. Part of me wanted to stop. Part of me needed answers. I turned the key. The lock clicked. The door opened with a long creak. Cold air rushed out. The stairs were dark. I reached for the wall and found a switch. A dim light came on. I slowly walked down. The basement was filled with old boxes, dusty furniture, and shelves covered in cloth. Nothing unusual at first. Then I noticed a small wooden chest in the corner. It looked newer than everything else. I opened it. Inside were letters, dozens of them tied with ribbon, all addressed to Ethan. My chest tightened. I opened one. It was from a woman named Claire. The words made my blood run cold. "I can't keep living like a secret," one letter said. Another read, "You promised you would tell her." Tell me what? My hands trembled as I read more. Claire wasn't just someone from his past. She had lived in this house, with him. Then I heard something upstairs. A floorboard creaked. I froze. Ethan wasn't supposed to be back until tomorrow. I slowly turned off the basement light and stood in darkness, barely breathing. Footsteps moved above me, then stopped. I waited. Minutes felt like hours. Finally, silence. I rushed upstairs, locked the basement again, and hid the letters in my room. When Ethan returned the next evening, I watched him closely. He acted normal, too normal. At dinner, I asked casually, "Who is Claire?" His fork stopped in midair. For a second, all color left his face. "Where did you hear that name?" he asked. I looked at him. I found the letters. The room felt heavy. He put down his fork. Then he said something I never expected. "Claire was my wife." I stared at him. "Your wife?" He nodded slowly. "She disappeared 10 years ago." A chill ran through me. Disappeared. He looked at me with tired eyes. "People thought she left, but she didn't." My heart pounded so hard I could hear it. "Then where is she?" I whispered. He didn't answer right away. Then he said, "She died." The air left my lungs. He explained there had been an accident in the basement. She fell down the stairs during an argument. He panicked, covered it up, told everyone she ran away. I couldn't move, couldn't speak. Every strange feeling I had about that door, every sound came rushing back. Then Ethan leaned closer and said quietly, "And now you know why I told you never to open that door." In that moment, I realized the basement wasn't hiding a ghost. It was hiding a crime. And I was sitting alone at the table with the man who had kept it buried for 10 years.